I don't know what happened there, but I'm back. But I just wanted one little thing when I was a little kid. That was a Bobby Lashley world title run. I really, really was big into Bobby Lashley. I said, this was it. This is the guy. And I always remember that Great American Bash 2007 little promo package they had with Cena and like Stone Cold Steve Austin was like, oh, John Cena and Bobby Lashley is like the next Stone Cold and Rock. And I believed that shit. I was sitting there and I was saying, yes, this is the next Stone Cold and Rock. Yes, this is what I want. And finally, we have ourselves Bobby Lashley as the WWE champion, man. Dude, remember this like 2 years ago? Dude was doing this on TV. He was bending down, going, showing off his damn booty. Remember that? Remember when Lashley was going, it was doing that shit. And then he was stuck doing that Lana stuff. He was stuck doing such bad stuff. And you know what, man? I was so used to TNA, you know, treating a champion or a wrestler like Bobby Lashley, autofocus, work. I hate autofocus on this damn camera. It really just doesn't like to work. I messed up by standing up. Let me go backwards a little bit. Maybe that will change the focus. Work. Can you work autofocus? Jesus. Thank you. Fuck. Takes a minute. Once I get the studio set up on this computer, it should not be that bad because I'll turn off autofocus because I think autofocus is stupid. Why would you have that feature? It's just so dumb. But it's about damn time. It's about damn time that they gave Bobby Lashley what he needed. And now it's time for the aftermath. What is this just me being sucked into the moment? Is just this me letting my nostalgia and my fandom of Bobby Lashley get the better of me? Like, I need to know what happens next. I need to see what happens next because I never thought I was going to see this. Literally, when Lashley was turning around, slapping his flipping thighs, I gave up. I'm not going to lie, I did give up. I still loved Lashley. Like, I didn't give up on Lashley. I just gave up on the fact that this guy could become champion. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's points in the time where you're watching and you're saying, like, is this guy ever going to become world champion? Is this guy ever going to be a main eventer that I know he can be? Like, that's literally what I felt like when watching Lashley when he was doing the whole stuff like that. Yes, Degenerate Shargon, I'm serious. Why would I put this in the title? Like, I would not lie to you guys. Like I'm not clickbaiting. Like, I don't even make thumbnails. I'm not even good at that. Here, I'll just show you guys that Bobby Lashley won the title because apparently this is something that you guys cannot believe and stuff. So yeah, let me go ahead and share screen, screen 2. Like, or let me just share a Chrome tab. Yeah. Oh no, StreamYard, home Twitter, share. All right. There you go. Right here. Here's Steven, my boy, congratulating Bobby Lashley. You deserve it, WWE Raw Champion. Praying Lashley carries the title past WrestleMania. Like people are not over here making this up. Look at WWE's YouTube channel. The almighty prophecy fulfilled. Fight Bobby is your new WWE champion. So I'm just saying, like, this happened. This is not no cap, no me trying to clickbait any of my subscribers or anyone. This happened, and I'm super happy that it happened. Now it's like here's the thing. Like I know a lot of people think like if you guys follow my channel for a long time and you think I'm just some bandwagon, no, I've been on the Bobby Lashley train for quite some time. You can go back on the videos. I talked about how I loved Lashley back in like 07 and I felt he should have been world champion. That was my least favorite, you know, John Cena reign of terror defeats was Bobby Lashley. Like that shit really hurt me as a kid. You guys remember when I talked about TNA? I literally said that I love Lashley's title reign in TNA. I even did a Slammiversary review where Lashley and McIntyre were the champ, where McIntyre was a champion, Galloway at the time was a champion, and I said Lashley and Galloway had a match of the year contender. I was so big into Lashley and TNA. Like, ask anyone. I said Lashley and TNA was like one of the best world champions, one of the best wrestlers of the year. And I was going on a rant with other people who were saying, "Oh, Tetsuya Naito is the greatest." Oh, da, 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 da. And I was telling them how Lashley is carrying TNA, and they were the ones laughing because I said TNA. So for me, when people try to sit here and say, "Oh, you know, following the bandwagon," I was on the wagon. I am not a bandwagon Lashley fan. I am not a spare weather fan. Lashley is my boy. So Lashley being champion to me is exciting. Like I love Lashley. So this guy right here being champion, is he the best on the mic? No, he's not the best on the mic. That's why he has MVP. Looks wise, the guy's $1 million. Personality wise, dude's okay. When it comes to being inside the ring, he's so underrated. Like, people underrate what Lashley can do as a performer. The guy is so freaking cool. It's so freaking cool. So for me personally, man, I am a Lashley fan. I know a lot of people are going to think I'm just some Fairweather fan, but no, I stuck with Lashley. I gave up hope of him winning this belt when he was slapping his thighs, when he was turning around, slapping his damn thighs. And then once this Hurt Business came and he was a U.S. champion, I said, you know what? If this is what he is, he's just like a high-end U.S. champion and he will never touch the WWE title. This is much better than him slapping his thighs or being married to Lana. Now Bobby Lashley is a legit threat in WWE. I just wonder what they do next. Do they give it to number 2? Do they say, screw it, Brock Lashley, let's do it now? Let's solidify Lashley as the true babyface of Raw while number 2 is just that number 2. I wonder what they do here, because I personally feel like they should just go with Lashley all the way, man. Gotta go with Lashley all the way, man. My boy Koo Kicks. Bobby's such a boring personality. Oh, cool. I gotta show you something cool, my friend. This finally came in. Gotta show you these, cool. Gotta show you these, man. Keep the label. You guys know what this is if you're a sneakerhead. Women, Nike Dunk Low. I won these off the Sneaker app for the lady. Bam. Nike Dunk Low, University Cobalt Blue. So beautiful shoe in person. Hopefully my lady likes these. If not, me and Cool are working out a deal on getting his size and stuff. But I think this is a beautiful shoe, in my personal opinion. So, Women Duck Coast. I got to show. I saw that Cool was in the building, and so I got to show off the kicks when Cool's here and stuff. If you guys don't know, this is a random channel, mostly wrestling and MMA based for the new people that come in, and especially I know people watching the playback most of the time when something crazy happens in WWE, it's new people. Just know if you want to hear the topic, it's going to probably be in the first 8 minutes, while the rest of the video is just me talking about random stuff. What's it called? But just random stuff, anything that is pro wrestling, mixed martial arts, anime, sneakers, and everything like that. So it's kind of just like a fun channel just to do stuff. So yeah, it's not to be taken seriously. It's all for fun. You know how it is. Yeah, so I saw my boy Koo Kicks is in the channel. By the way, if you guys are in the West Coast and you guys are watching this playback or live, and you guys want to see what the Nike outlets and Champs and Foot Lockers, JD Sports, just sneaker information in general here in the West Coast, and maybe will help you where you live, check out Koo Kicks channel, man. Like, he literally gives you all the information. His channel's right there as in the StreamYard stuff. Go ahead and subscribe, dude. I can't tell you much. Dude's a cool dude, too. I met him in person. Such a hustler, man. I was like, dude, I don't know how he does all these videos so quickly. And then when you see it in person, it's like, holy shit, dude. The respect's there. It's just crazy. But yes, subscribe to him. Yeah, no, Lashley, that's my boy, dude. I've been a fan with him since like late 07. But yeah, I had to show the dunks to Koo and stuff, man. Bobby is facing Brock. Drew can wait until after Mania. Yeah, I agree, Joshua. I agree with that stuff, man. Number 2 needs to take a back seat. I'm glad everyone's calling him number 2. And look, I don't hate Drew McIntyre. It's just that, Roman said it best. You're a good number 2. Like, Roman pretty much like Roman ruined whatever coolness Drew McIntyre had for me as an individual. Like, I don't think Drew McIntyre is bad in the ring. I don't think he's terrible. He's cool. Like, he's fine. Like, he can do his things. I just feel like his main event run, it tapped out at some point. And I'm not saying, he should never be world champion again. Of course, it would be stupid not to hit that UK market again, especially when there's fans and everything. Like you'll be stupid not to hit Drew McIntyre again. Like, he's a talented performer. It's just that he's number 2. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's number 2. It's not like Drew stinks. He's just number 2. And we just got to accept that as wrestling fans. And that's okay. If Drew can accept that role for himself, it'll be better off. I'm just saying, it'll be better off. So, yeah, man. John Draper said on Twitter, Raw has no star power. Well, they're going to make Lashley into a star by WrestleMania. I feel it. I feel it. After WrestleMania, I feel they're going to do something stupid like make Lashley feud with like Flapjack, Mace, T-Bar. in the grand scheme of things, what was the reason of Miz winning the title? Just to drop it so they could have got their way simpler than they did. Well, the thing is, I think the main thing was to protect Drew McIntyre. Like I think we can all agree Miz was a transitional champion, and it was just to protect Drew McIntyre because Lashley beating Drew on a B level pay per view. Where's the payoff of all the build up for Drew McIntyre? There's really zero payoff for what you did for him, and then you were just making it seem like Drew was just a giant transitional champion. Because let's not forget, he had that random title loss to Orton at Hell in a Cell, probably the match he should have won the most. So you can't have it where Drew loses his title in two big matches like the Elimination Chamber and Hell in a Cell, because that just looks weak. Like to me personally, how can you have it where this guy, you've been building around him for like months on ends, a year, pretty much a whole year you've been building around Drew McIntyre, and not only has he lost his title, but he lost his title inside Hell in a Cell and inside Elimination Chambers. McIntyre's whole character is that he's one tough son of a gun, and this guy can't even handle being inside Hell in a Cell and Elimination Chamber. Can you imagine if you're a casual fan and you see that stuff? Like that's the thing. So that's why Miz winning how he did made the most sense, and how it pretty much like helped set up Lashley's title win. And at least then you're not throwing away of the fact that, hey, we get Lashley and Drew again in the future. And honestly, if they do Lashley and Drew, then yeah. Message Ku and tell you which mall you're at, so that way he's gonna, what's it called, so he can go check you out. I even think our hashtag Tribal Chief can respect Lashley. Yeah, he Lashley's 1B, Tribal Chief is 1A. That's it. Drew McIntyre isn't the guy. That's it. Yeah, he's just not the guy, and it's not a bad thing. He's still a good wrestler. He's still a good talent and stuff like that. So keep Drew McIntyre. Yeah, Alyssa. See, Alyssa, I like it when you dislike wrestlers. I don't hate Drew. I just don't want Drew in the main event. But we're on the same page for once. Good progress. Yeah, no, like Lashley losing the title at Mania will be the most dumbest thing WWE could do in quite some time. Like WWE has done dumb stuff. Like let's not be real here. They're not like the smartest tools in the shed. They tend to disappoint when we have these happy moments. Like for me personally, as a fan, I am elated. Like I am so happy that Lashley is champion. I won't forget this night on March 1st, 2021. For me personally, as a fan, this is great. You know, I could easily make a video and be a Debbie Downer about this being like, but what's the point? You know, what's the point? That's what JD from NY is for. That's what other YouTubers are for them to get upset about this. This is not going to get me upset. I have no reason to be upset that one of my favorite wrestlers won the title. If it happens that he loses to Drew at WrestleMania, that's just another dumb move by WWE. And that just shows WWE doesn't know what the hell they're doing. And that just shows the state of WWE. Like that's just on me. Like there's nothing I can say with my platform will change anything. That's the problem with all these wrestling YouTubers. They think their platform, when they say something will change. And it's like, listen, they don't, like, not to say they don't care what we think, because they do kind of care what we think to some degree. But what's the point of bitching about Lashley if he loses the title at WrestleMania? Will I be disappointed? Yes. But then again, I'll just remind myself, this is why WWE is in the state where they're at, where they can't gain any new fans. Because once they ride something hot, they give up on it way too quick. And then people are like, oh, I wonder why Raw sucks. It's because you don't ride the hot hand. You always go to whatever hand you want to go to. So, yeah. Chase, how do you think WandaVision season 1 is going to end this week? Oh, dude. See, the thing is, Timothy, I want to answer this question, but I don't think I can, because I out of respect to other people in chat, I don't know if everyone has seen every episode of WandaVision. So how about this, Timothy? If you come back 2 weeks from now, I'll answer this. I think it will end in a twist. I think we're going to see a Marvel character we weren't expecting to see. That's all I'm going to say. I don't want to spoil it for other people. It's one of those series you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. Because like literally, I would have to do a whole video just on WandaVision and stuff like that. No, he's still, he has a good MMA record. He beat up some Bellator jobbers, better than Jack Swagger. Jack Swagger's like not losing. He's like barely standing up to like construction workers and stuff, man. I know the wrestling community bitches and complain a lot, but to be honest, wrestling was good. You wouldn't see that. Yeah, exactly. Like here's the thing, man. Back in like 2000, 2014 and stuff, like wrestling was good and fans thought it was boring. Like there was some good moments in 2014 in professional wrestling. Heck, even in 2013. 2013 had so many good stuff, and fans didn't like it. They like when wrestling's bad. I truly believe wrestling fans like when wrestling's bad because there's more to talk about. It's just like, oh yeah, like oh, you know, these the people that cover wrestling for a living, they love it when wrestling's bad because they get more views to shit on it. Oh yeah, by the way, if you guys can like this video, we're at 15 people watching. I would definitely like to see 10 likes. That'd be awesome. Thank you guys so much. Impact already did that, dude. So CPZ, let me show you guys what Impact did. So Impact Wrestling are notorious for always what's it called? Always posting stuff when a WWE guy does something. CPZ just said it. Let me share this tab right here of Impact Wrestling. What's it called? Showing every Bobby Lashley title win. Look at this. They're already showing. I don't want to show too much of it, but they're already milking off the Bobby Lashley title win, dude. They're already milking off the Bobby Lashley title. Oh yeah, they're our boy MVP. It's like it's almost like TNA and WWE are switched around for a minute. And don't get mad at me, Impact fans. They're still calling it TNA at this point, so stop. Don't be shut up. Don't get mad at me. Okay, I feel a copyright strike coming here. I don't want my channel to what's it called, get copyright strike here, so I'm going to stop that screen share. But yeah, there you go. TNA already booking off that, man. Uncle Dana always looking out for his spiders, dude. Uncle Dana's the man, dude. They can do Lashley versus Orton after WrestleMania. No, after what we saw with Orton tonight, do you really want Orton? I hope Lashley just kills the Fiend. Like, I want Lashley to just kill the Fiend. Like, the Fiend comes out with his stupid entrance, Lashley just spears him, and then just puts the hurt lock into him, and then the Fiend dies right then and there in the ring. And then we get oogly boogly. We get the real Bray Wyatt. No face appear. McIntyre winning back at Mania, if it is what it is, but I'm enjoying this Lashley win. I'm not going to sit here and be upset. If WWE's smart, they would keep it on Lashley, but we know them. They ain't smart. What do you think is next for my boy Robbie Lawler? Is he still fighting? I don't even know. Let's Google Robbie Lawler. Robbie Lawler. Ruthless Robbie Lawler. Really good fighter. Fun fighter. I left him out on my welterweight GOAT list, but it was for good reason. I don't even know. I don't even think he's scheduled to fight. Let's see. Robbie Lawler. Yeah, dude. Okay, dude. The dude just lost to Neil Magny not too long ago, man. Like, I don't know. I think it's time for Robbie Lawler to call it quits. Like 4 straight losses? Jesus, man. Jeez. Well, one of them was to Askren. That wasn't really a loss. So no, I'm not going to do that. MMA community is growing big for the last couple years, especially on YouTube. So many MMA channels. Yeah, man. And they're doing good for themselves. That's what I hope to do, is become a good MMA channel with some wrestling sprinkled in too. Leave it to Vince to make sure Lashley wins the title the day after Black History. Hey man, Vince still gave Bianca the Royal Rumble, so let's leave it at that. My rage is gone for pro wrestling. I come to the conclusion nothing will change. Yeah, exactly. What's the point of getting upset over something besides for the fact that, oh, you could probably get some clicks on it? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's the point? Like Care Bear stuff, yeah, I'll be upset at that because it's Care Bear and I just generally don't like the guy and it's funny. But there's no point in always being upset. Like, if you know what's going to happen and you know what's going to happen and stuff, and like I said, look, I agree. WWE's stupid. WWE's dumb. But I'm not going to sit here and be upset about it because they know this. They're the ones making these mistakes. And I'm not going to be like a person that's like, oh, well, like, no, I know they make mistakes. I'll call them out if they make mistakes. But the thing is, I'm not going to sit here and be upset if they make these mistakes because they know. They know. I'm still kind of watching. I watch SmackDown. Like, there's a change. Like, it's just AEW and SmackDown. I only watch Raw for Lashley. And once Lashley loses the title, then I'm back to watching just Damian Priest segments and Orton segments and Lashley segments. So there you go. Now, what I call an early birthday gift, Lashley as champion. Well, happy birthday, Mr. Bubba Matt. By the way, check out Mr. Bubba Matt's channel. I think he's doing a gaming podcast soon. Watch AEW will probably give Shaq to AEW. Hey, I don't blame him. Do it. Gets more eyes on the viewers. Thoughts on the team-up movie in DCU between Shazam and Wonder Woman versus Hades? What? Well, is that a thing, or are you asking like my thoughts on it? It sounds interesting, but I wouldn't pay to see it. I would see it free on demand. That's because we just adjusted to the fact wrestling is bad for so many years. Yeah, it's just bad. We deserve Survivor Series Roman Reigns versus Lashley. Ultimate heel Roman and Lashley, ultimate babyface. first of all, Alyssa, they're both baby faces. Do you guys think if there was a crowd, if Lashley would legit being cheered right now? I think Lashley would be over with the crowd. Like, I think fans would be white hot for Bobby Lashley right now, in my personal opinion. Impact and ROH stay doing what doing that when it comes to alumni winning WWE gold. Yeah, dude, ROH should have that today. Do you believe WWE tries to make the Shield forced legendary? In a way, yeah. They try to make the Shield seem like they're bigger than they are, but their Shield are really not that big. Holy shit! I just found out. I can't believe WWE actually did it. I know, right? I really thought that Lashley. You know when Lashley had the Hurt Lock on the Miz, so Lashley won via the Hurt Lock, and he had it on for too long, and I literally got Ken Shamrock versus The Rock vibes. I think from WrestleMania 14. If you guys remember, Shamrock had like the ankle lock super locked in on The Rock, and The Rock like tapped out, but Shamrock was so crazy and didn't let go, so he ended up losing. And it's one of those finishes that worked at the time because it's like, okay, you're not gonna have The Rock lose to Shamrock, but Shamrock's white hot. So what do you do here? Oh, you just have a controversial finish where both dudes, end up winning. Shamrock still looks like a badass because he made The Rock tap, but it was his aggression that got him over, and you didn't make The Rock eat a bad loss at WrestleMania. Lashley needs to get rid of the Fiend. Yeah, I'm down with that, man. Thoughts on the Aquaman movie? I don't understand why Black Manta got like a 15-minute what's that called? Video package? Well, whatever the hell it's called. I don't understand why he got all that just for to be a jobber throughout the movie. Robbie Lawler has had a good career. I think it's time to hang up. Yeah, Ruthless needs to go ahead. Will Lashley be a transitional champion? Sadly, Degenerate Shari gone. I want to say no. I clearly would love to be on here saying, no, Lashley's not a transitional champion. He's a good champion, yada, 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 yada. But the fact of the matter is, it's so hard to know with WWE because they can change their mind any second. They could literally go to Tampa when WrestleMania happens, have the idea that number 2 is beating Lashley, and then hear the fans erupt into Lashley. Vince will tell the commentators, tell the referee Lashley's winning, and then Lashley wins on the whim. So I don't know, honestly. I would love to say Lashley isn't. I would love Lashley to have a long title reign till SummerSlam and maybe lose to Lesnar at that point, and then you can set up a trilogy of matches between him and Lesnar. I think that would make the most sense. Where you have Lashley win at Survivors, where you have Lashley lose at SummerSlam, Lashley win it back at Royal Rumble, and then Lashley ultimately winning at WrestleMania, like the trilogy. But who knows, man? Like I said, it's up to Vince. That's what I would do, but at the end of the day, I'm not running that company. Vince is. Bobble before winning the belt, squashing the shit out of Care Bear. Oh, yeah, I know, dude. Fuck Care Bear, dude. Seth Rollins gives me Jeff Jarrett vibes more than God, no. Do you like that the idea of DC Universe Shazam and Wonder Woman teaming up movie with Black Adam? No, Black Adam needs to have his own movie. Let Dwayne have his own movie. We're not going to have Black Adam, what's called Job Out. Thoughts on adult Sasuke as a character? He's kind of one note. He does his thing. He doesn't really do anything. Like, what does he do? He just kind of fights every once in a while, and then he tells Boruto stop being a bitch. Did the Attitude Era kill wrestling since it was hot shot and now nothing can be topped? I think it was the peak of wrestling for casual fans. I think casual fans, that was the last time they actually cared about wrestling. Because back then, people don't understand. Wrestling used to be an event that you could tell random people, hey, you want to go watch a wrestling, go to this WWF thing, and you would just go for a good time. Like, it wasn't one of those things that you had to be a hardcore fan to understand. Like that's where like the wrestlers lost content with the fans, because the wrestlers, like, they grew up idolizing guys like Benoit and Angle, and no, not look, Kurt Angle's great and all. Okay, focus, camera. Don't be a dick right now when I'm talking. Whatever. I'll make it focus as I talk. But yeah, like Kurt Angle and all this other stuff. Like the wrestlers fell in love with those guys, but in reality, here, those are the guys that really were just like kind of filler guys, and they're just too hardcore for their own good, and they kind of try to make wrestling more of an art than a show. So yeah, that's why, to me personally, I go on here and I just say to myself, wrestling used to be an event that you can just go to for fun. You didn't have to care what was going on. They would do a good job telling you what was going on, and it was simple. Nowadays, it's all about the art inside the ring, and that works if you're a hardcore fan, but not for casuals. Trust me, man. I've seen plenty of my casual friends gone to wrestling events, and they go, "What the fuck do you? How do you watch this?" So yeah, man. Has it dawned on you that one day Bruce Buffer won't be doing intros and something else group ball? Well, I think the UFC has set up good replacements. Isn't Martinez is pretty good. He's like, "Are you ready?" Like, I think he's good. So yeah, like Buffer's good. Buffer's really only good in the main event. Let's stop the cap here. Buffer barely tries in the undercard fights unless it's a other title fight. Main events is the time Bruce actually uses his voice. I really hope that WWE doesn't have Drew beat Lashley. Yeah, me neither. I'm so proud of Bobby Lashley as a black man. It's about damn time. Yeah, dude. I'm so happy for Lashley just in general. The guy's one of the most talented wrestlers ever. And I'm so glad he's WWE champion. Do you think Becky Lynch turn heel reunite with Seth Rollins? No. Yeah, Big Mirror. Thank you. I love you, my friend. Will UFC ever have another popular period like right now from 2015 till the current president? They need a superstar for that, man. Like, if Connor would have won against Poirier, it would have been white hot right now. But they need another superstar for that. Is it Kevin Holland? Is it Hamzat Chimaev? We got to let it know. WWE finally having black champions when it was taboo in the 90s. About damn time. Yeah, seriously. Kofi, Lashley. I don't know. Roman doesn't count, right? He's more Samoan. But yeah, you you got Lashley, you got Kofi not too long ago, and Lashley this year. So it's about that time. And they're winning the WWE title, not like the freaking big gold belt like they normally used to regulate them to. I don't think my heart will take it when Bruce Buffer retires from announcing. Seriously, man. What year do you feel Bobby Lashley should have 100% won the title? Because this is obviously overdue. Oh, man. For me, he should have won in 2007. Like, he should have gotten at least a shock month title reign during Cena's reign of terror. Because, like, why did Cena need the belt for like 365 days? And I felt like they were building up him versus Orton to be the feud of this generation. And guess what? It did work because more wrestling fans remember that feud than I'm surprised that they do remember it. But I felt like it should have been '07. But when he returned, the night he beat Roman at Extreme Rules, I can't remember which Extreme Rules he beat him at, 2017, 2016. I'm so sorry. It's just all these years kind of blend together for me sometimes. But when he beat Roman at Extreme Rules, I literally thought it's time. You got to put the belt on Lashley. Fans are behind this guy. You gave him back the spear. He's wearing the headband. You had to have done something. And then afterwards, they decide, oh, hey, you know what, Lashley? Here's a good idea. Here's a good idea. Like, get the fuck on out of here, W. Like, why? The guy's a monster, and let's have him slap his ass, man. So, thoughts on Sasuke versus the Five Kages? It came after the Pain arc. It was a good fight. It led to nothing, though, because they tried to talk about how Sasuke was into his hatred and stuff like that. So, yeah. Big E seems to be on the way. Yeah, hope so, man. He's a good, talented wrestler, too. BL versus BL. Let's set up SummerSlam. Notice they have that same initials. Oh, I know, right? I want that Hebrew King. I want Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley so bad. Cena versus Orton feud was pretty mid. I only remember Cena cutting street promos on Orton in 2013. I'm talking about their never-ending 2009 feud. Like they had they had that Iron Man match where you can use the steel steps, you can use the steel chairs. We can make one of the hardcore WWE matches and make it a Dragon Out War. Remember when Cena said that shit? K is my thing says, love your channel, dude, even though I stopped watching wrestling since fans weren't allowed in. Wait, oh, you stopped watching wrestling because of the no fans? Well, thank you for watching the channel. I do appreciate it, man. Whether you're old or new, I appreciate people coming in. Do you think they could have made Lashley versus Triple H in 07? Oh, easily. Easily. Why was he fucking around with King Booker? The game should have been facing Lashley, but Lashley did. To be fair, Mr. Kennedy did injure Lashley like he did to half the roster. He showed up the trouble and he got it real loud. I've been on my healthy binge. I've been drinking some tea with some honey, the most white thing you could do. It actually helps me sleep really good at night. Some relaxing tea and stuff. So that's why sometimes what's it called? So sometimes if you notice that I'm tired or loopy, that's probably from the tea. Don't worry, nothing else is in there. It's just honey. Do you think Undertaker versus Triple H, HBK, WrestleMania 25 ruined wrestling business? It was the first WWE match with tons of false finish, and ever since people tried to recreate it. No, I don't think it ruined the wrestling business. I think matches like that belong on WrestleMania. If you get what I'm saying, like people over here just don't understand, and what's it called? People over here just don't understand that WrestleMania deserves those type of matches. That's why I get annoyed with wrestling nowadays, because everyone wants to have like a big time match every single night, where it's like, you get fatigued after that. You can't always run 6 miles every single day. Some days you need to run 3 miles. Some days you run a mile. Heck, some days you need a rest. And I just feel like nowadays wrestlers just feel like it's always a one-upping, like dick stroking contest, where it's like, did you see the spots? How many stars and it just makes it where all the matches feel diluted and just don't feel good nowadays. I don't think that Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels ruined wrestling. I think the idea of having matches like that every night ruined wrestling. Those type of matches do belong on WrestleMania and should be for WrestleMania, that are a little bit different than what you're used to. So yeah, to me, it didn't really ruin wrestling to me. Any words on who wrestles Lashley at Mania? Probably number 2, your boy Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre need to turn heel. Yeah, I do think McIntyre would deserve a good heel run. Since Godzilla versus Kong is coming out, in which format would you see it, at home or maybe in the theaters? I need that shit in IMAX theaters. I'm paying $22 like an idiot to watch that. I'll read reviews that it stinks, and I'll still be like $22 here. Because here's the thing, man. Critics tell me a lot of movies are bad. Maybe I just have bad taste in movies. I'll admit that. I have no problem admitting if I have bad taste in movies. Predictions for Connor versus Dustin Poirier 3. I'm gonna whack Dustin with proper number 12 right in the face. Yeah, I got Connor. Oh, thank you, Hebrew King. I do appreciate it, man. Thank you for subscribing. I barely do stuff on here, but I'll try my best. It's been a while since I heard you do a Triple H impression. It's all about the game. How do I do Triple H again? He does something. I used to do it all the time too. It's hard when he doesn't talk that much either. Like, you see over here, like, yeah, I can't even do it anymore. Like, the thing about my impressions, I need to hear the people talk a lot. If I don't hear people talk a lot, I can't do it. Austin Rock had hell. Oh yeah, they had like a bunch of false finishes, man. Yeah, Bobby Lashley is a face. Thank you. This is not the first wrestling match. Yeah, exactly. Austin and Rock, man. Brock Lesnar better babyface for the title better face Bobby Lashley for the title at Mania. I feel like you got to solidify Lashley first before we get that Lashley Lesnar match. In my personal opinion, I would love to see a Joshua one. You know what I'm saying? But let's give Lashley more, man. We need more Chase MMA analysis vids. We're gonna get some. Dude, we got a huge card coming up, so maybe we'll do some MMA predictions this week. Our whole society is all about hype and having the best and the greatest. All that. You're absolutely right. Don't need 1 hour match every night. Yeah, exactly. Like, all these wrestlers want to put on like 35-minute matches. It's like, dog, dude, like, calm down. Can you save that for the pay-per-view where I can appreciate it? Well, what ruined was the booking, the overshadowing, the unfunny PG Cena comedy pandering to the smarts, and the smart wrestlers overdoing the great matches. Yeah, dude, like Cena's booking, like, don't get me wrong, Cena's a wonderful talent. Like, in my personal opinion, everyone can hate Cena if they want. That's fine. I think he's the last true megastar in professional wrestling that we're ever going to have. And I love Roman Reigns, but he is not even sniffing to what Cena did. Cena is a megastar. I won't take it away from him. But his booking really hurt a lot of wrestlers because it was outdated booking for a time that needed a fresher approach to the Hulk Hogan, to the Sting type of wrestler. Cena was wrestling like it was Hulk Hogan, and the pay-per-view suffered because you knew a pay-per-view Cena match just wasn't good quality. It just wasn't good quality. It was just like, oh, Cena will get his ass kicked, and then all of a sudden he would do his 5 moves of doom, and then every once in a while someone would kick out, and it would be like, oh my god. But for the most part, once you saw the 5 moves of doom and someone reversed the spin out power bomb or got to the ropes of the STF and tried to use the belt, you knew Cena was gonna pop him up and hit the attitude or the FU and win. And they just weren't good matches from the first place. Like, who over here was buying Cena versus freaking R-Truth for Capital Punishment? You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing. That's the problem with what happened, was that, like, just Cena, like, he's a, like I say, megastar, did what he needed to do. Happy for the dude outside of wrestling, but his style of matches just weren't pay-per-view quality. And when they're not pay-per-view quality, it is what it is. Uncle Dana needs to stop messing around giving it my middle-aged boy Nick Diaz a fight. Oh, bugger. What? Why would I want to fight right now? There's no one really to fight. Lashley impression sounds like this. I want the title. Something like that. Right? He has like a freaking weird voice, Lashley. They should do McIntyre and Sheamus at Mania. I think it's a potential soul steer. Sheamus has become underrated. Amir, I don't know if you watched Raw tonight, but they did McIntyre and Sheamus. That's why I'm laughing, because you're like, because you have a good idea, Amir. The problem is WWE did it. Nick Diaz Prime versus Masvidal. Oh, that's actually a tough fight, actually. Masvidal today is a really good striker. Masvidal is actually an underrated striker. Nick Diaz Prime is pretty good too. Chase, have you seen a YouTuber that does the how good was Enter MMA fighter was? Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen a couple videos, not too many though. John Cena was mainly appealing to the kids, not everyone. Yeah, that's true. Austin Rock and Hogan appealed to everyone. Yeah, that's true. Me and my brother were idiots that bought Capital Punch. I'm so happy Bobby Lashley, always fan, felt Drew McIntyre shoved down throat. Oh, wow. Cena got everything, the body, the looks, the personality. Yeah, man. Yeah, no, Amir, they did. They did the match. I was like I literally was like, oh my god, they actually just wasted this match on Raw. They were cool. All the matches were the same, man. All the matches were literally the same of Cena's matches. It would just literally be the shoulder shrugs. He would do the spin out power bomb. You can't see me. 5-knuckle shuffle. He would try to set up for the AA or the FU, and then someone would slide off, and Michael Cole would be like, and that was smart by the challenger rolling out of the ring. And then Cena would go and try to charge at him outside, and they would throw him into a freaking turnbuckle. Cena would be all loopy, and then Michael Cole would act like Cena was about to lose, and then Cena would be thrown to the ring, get hit by the dude's finisher, and you'd be like, and that's it. The reign is over. The reign. And then Cena would kick out. The guy would get frustrated. Cena would either do the STF or kip him up for an attitude adjustment, and it would be all over. That was literally every John Cena match. But until he decided, I'm going to be an indie wrestler. And then he started doing false finishes. Like the AJ match, the Punk match, the Bryan match. All great Cena matches. All great Cena matches. Yeah, man. You only caught the main event. That's what happened, man. Lashley versus Biggie versus Keith Lee triple threat would be sick. Keith Lee getting good booking would be sick. Diaz said he has given Diaz so many possible fights, but Diaz always says no. He demands like crazy money, but he's not a crazy draw like that. Yeah, Nick is no longer the draw like Nate. Nate's the draw. Like Nate Diaz is a needle mover. Like I remember for the Miocic versus Cormier 2 fight, on that card was also Yoel Romero versus Paulo Costa and Nate Diaz's return for Showtime Pettis. And I had a couple of friends in the building for that event, and they all told me that the Nate Diaz fight felt like it was the main event, and that more people were there to watch Nate Diaz than DC and Stipe. One of my friends even said after the Diaz fight, once Diaz won and called out Masvidal, they didn't even stay for DC and Stipe. They all got up and left. Like, it's kind of crazy to think that people left a heavyweight title fight in the UFC, but that's literally what happened. So, yeah. Best WWE pay-per-view in the 2010s? Oh, man. Probably Money in the Bank. I think that 2011. I think that one's, like, untouchable. Like, I don't think you can say any other pay-per-view, to be honest. I don't miss Cena at all. He was awful. His work won't age well, guarantee it. Well, like, 2007 through 2012 Cena, no. But I think like Cena versus AJ, Cena versus Bryan, and Cena versus Punk, that ages really well. Like Cena versus Punk is one of the best matches ever, period. Oh, Cena Laurinaitis. Oh, God. My name is Sean Laurinaitis, and I am the executive vice president of One High Raw. God, I love People Power. That shit was hilarious, dude. Nate Diaz versus Anthony Pettis gained hella buzz. Yeah, dude. It was the fight. People literally were watching that fight, man. Oh my God. I hated when WWE would do that. John Cena, you're going to get fired if you lose this match. It was just pretty much like, okay, he's not losing. Like the Orton and Cena Iron Man match was literally ruined because they were like, oh yeah, if John Cena loses, he will leave Raw to go to SmackDown. And they were acting, and that was so bad. They made SmackDown seem like it was such a punishment. Like, yeah, it sucks so bad that you had to go to SmackDown and feud with like Edge and Kane and all those boys. You're gonna be forced to do that. And Cena's like, if I lose, I never go. I'll never be on Raw again. It's like, motherfucker, man, you winning. Like, pretty much you won that match. Yeah, Orton and Cena, that feud was terrible, man. Rate these wrestlers by talent, letter grade. CM Punk, A minus. John Cena, A minus. Daniel Bryan, B plus. Brock Lesnar, A plus. Who's Omega feuding for the title? Our boy Jon Moxley. Yeah, so Moxley. They're having a barbed wire death exploding match or something like that. John Cena getting Firestorm was so bad. Oh, I know, right? And he was always in the crowd, and he was going out beating up the Nexus. Like the John Cena Fire storyline had so much potential. It really did. It really had so much potential because like every other wrestling fan, I was like, great. Wade Barrett versus John Cena is the feud for Mania. Holy shit. I literally thought Wade Barrett was gonna win. They were gonna extend that Nexus thing, and then Cena was gonna somehow like the Nexus was gonna dominate the Rumble, and then Cena was gonna win the Rumble, and then Wade's like, you know what you need to do, John, not face me, and then Cena's like, find the way out of the Nexus, and he faces Wade for the title and stuff. I literally thought they were gonna do that, but then when Orton won, I was intrigued. I was like, oh, okay, Cena's fired. Let's see what they do, and of course, you know, they needed to keep Cena around, so they gave him the Juan Cena gimmick, and then yeah, it was just bad, man. It was just bad. Chase, what's your favorite cartoon channel watching back in the day? Oh, Nickelodeon. It wasn't even close. My parents didn't really like, and my grandma didn't like me watching Cartoon Network and stuff. So because like Ed and Eddie they thought was too bad of a show. I don't know. But yeah, it was definitely like Nickelodeon, man. I love all that stuff. Yeah, 20 mil a fight. Wait, Nick or Nate? Nate can make 20 mil a fight. That's fine. Nick, no. Omega versus Moxley again? Yeah, of course. Worst WWE storylines. Oh my god, do we have to really make it like I feel like you could go Google and I'll agree with a lot of them. Name some and I'll tell you if they're bad or not. Where does Triple H rank all time for me? Oh man, he like top 15. I would say top 15. Like almost top 10, but not really top 10. Like he has the accolades and everything. But like he has so many forgettable WrestleMania main events. Like name me one Triple H main event that's not the WrestleMania 20 that you actually remember. Like I bet you if I told you, oh yeah, WrestleMania 22, it was him versus Cena, you all be like, oh yeah, that shit did have main event WrestleMania. I bet you I could make up a shit and say that, oh yeah, WrestleMania 23, he main event, and y'all would believe that shit because he just has so many forgettable WrestleMania main events. So it kind of hurts Triple H's legacy having those main events that are so forgettable. Even 21, I love the 21 match with Batista, but that match is fucking forgettable, man. Best year of each WWE era for me. What's this? Oh, Generation era. Is this the Hogan era? I always just call it the Hogan era. I didn't even know it had an official name. 1989. That is a good year. New Gen 1996. I would go with 97 on that one. 97 was kind of like the turning point for WWF and everything. Attitude Era 2000. I would go 98, but I could see where you're going there. Ruthless Aggression 2005. 2003 probably for Ruthless Aggression, or maybe 2002 if you count that as Ruthless Aggression. PG 2012. I go 2013 for PG. Current era equal none. Yeah. If I were to give a year for current era, it's 2015. Just to be fair to it. Why did Triple H babyface run flop in 2002 outside of Hogan taking his clout? Because no one could believe Triple H as a fucking babyface. That's why. Because we grew up with Triple H just being a heel. Like he was only a babyface in DX, and it was just like the rest of the time he was a backstabbing asshole. And it's like, how are you going to sit here and try to tell me that Triple H is a good human being? He is not a good human being. Triple H is literally, a dick. And now you're going to sit here and try to tell me that Triple H is a nice guy? No. It was nice to see him return. Like, don't get me wrong, people were very excited for him to return, but they kind of shoved it down the throat too. Like, oh, Triple H, and then the storyline with him and Stephanie was stupid. Like, there was a lot of factors why Triple H didn't turn out good. So, the worst scene in Orton stuff was like 2013, 2004. That Hell in a Cell video package made me legit sick. Oh yeah, I forgot. Winner fought like at the Rumble or some shit like that. 2002 last great year. Yeah, Bobby. Hell be calling your name. Good stuff, man. Triple H, as he always worked better, it felt awkward when he was a face. Oh, yeah. Remember like in 08 when he had the spinner belt? Like that shit was awkward, dog. Like Triple H had the spinner belt in 2008. He was like, I am the game. They ain't gonna play me. And he was like making sure Jeff Hardy would never be world champion. It's like, dude, just give Jeff Hardy the fucking belt, asshole. I remember I was getting so annoyed, dude. You're like, you'll be watching a SmackDown pay-per-view. No, they didn't do the brand split back then. It was just regular. But like, it would be like, oh, Triple H is facing Jeff Hardy. And it'd be like, nah, I'm not doing the job to this guy. But they had some banger matches, man. Orton I can tolerate better as a face than Triple H. Orton has his moments when he's a good face, but a lot of the times he works better as a heel. Which heel turn was more unexpected? Shawn turning on Hogan or Punk turning on Rock at Raw 1000? Oh, Shawn turning on Hogan. That shit was crazy, dude. Like, they were all flexing and posing. They just stopped Muhammad Hassan and Davari, the previous pay-per-view. And then all of a sudden, it's like they're just having a good time. And Shawn just super kicks them. And then it just went downhill from there. It was great. CM Punk turning on The Rock, it was kind of like, you knew that was going to happen. Because especially once Dwayne came out, it was all like, and I'm going to fight for the WWE title at the Royal Rumble. At the smell. And I was like, what the fuck, dog? You're just going to announce that? 2002 had the greatest roster ever assembled. What about the greatest Royal Rumble? Triple H was only a decent face in 08-09 only because he had to work with Hardy and Edge. Oh, God. Kozlov. Dude, have you guys seen Kozlov? He looks like a GTA side character now. He looks so funny. Orton Loki should be the GOAT, but he phoned it in the entire. Yeah, that is true, Amir. Orton, like, right now, we should be discussing how Randy Orton's the GOAT, but from like 2010 to make, like, I feel like Orton finally figured shit out in like 2018. Like, from 2010 to 2018, Orton was just like, not even the 2010s. See, 0405, Orton was on a roll. And then it was like 07, literally, probably Orton's best year. You were just like, holy shit, Randy Orton's untouchable at this moment. And then after that, after 09 especially, because 09 was kind of going, like 09 was literally like Orton's next big phase of his career. And then Triple H was like, I am the game. And he just decided to kick Wham pedigree and make sure Orton didn't get his WrestleMania 25 moment. Then it was like, okay, yeah, dude. And then Randy Orton just did not give a shit. He was like drinking his Hennessy. He was just enjoying life. He was just drunk most of the time. Yeah, like there was like the point where he was the anti-Cena, and then he buried Christian, and then it was like, oh no, man, he no longer the anti-Christian, man. He literally is just anti-Cena. He literally is just Cena that can wrestle a little bit better. And then he just coasted. He had good moments, but for the most part, he literally just coasted. But yeah, I do agree, Amir. If Randy Orton does not coast, we talking about a different thing, man. Dude, that feud sucked, man. I hated that feud because Randy Orton didn't win. He should have won. Which is worse, WWE, ECW, or NXT? Dude, nothing. Like, which NXT are we talking about here, man? NXT as a whole, it's not too terrible. Like, WWE, ECW was like the shit, dog. We had the Zombie, Colin Delaney. Like, we had a bunch of jobber shit that happened, man. 2019. I feel Orton changed a little bit in 18-17. Yeah, I'll say 17-18. Randy Orton 2000 per greater than any other year. Nah, dude, 2007 Orton. This is the age of Orton. That was the Orton, man. My favorite when Orton beat Christian 2011. The IWC went apeshit. Yeah, dude, I was one of them. And then I woke up from my evil ways. Jeff Hardy needs his No More Words team back. Yeah, dude. Why are WWE just giving him this rip off Hardy Boys theme music? It's not. Have you guys heard Jeff Hardy's entrance lately? It's not like it is, but it isn't. Like, it sounds different. It's like boop, 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 boop. Dude, Jeff Hardy's coasting to it. It's fucking hilarious. I love it, dude. Jeff Hardy can literally coast, and Vince can put a world title on him, and people will be okay with it. Like, Jeff Hardy's a made man, dude. That dude, talk about guys in their prime in like 07, 09. Oh, Jesus, dude. 07 through 09, 08 through 09, Jeff Hardy was untouchable. That dude was untouchable. So fucking crazy, dude. Like, WrestleMania 25, when he came out, he had the loudest reaction. It was not even fucking close, dude. That freaking No More Words hit, and it was just crazy, dude. Oh, I'm getting goosebumps just talking about Jeff Hardy. Like, Jeff Hardy's main event run is one of the best single runs you could talk about in professional wrestling, in WWE at least. Like, you can make an argument it's one of the best in wrestling in general. He was so hot. Casual fans freaking loved him. Like, casual fans love Jeff Hardy. It's crazy to this day. Jeff Hardy's still one of the guys next to like Rey Mysterio that are not seen in Orton, people remember, dude, and they remember like fond memories of Jeff Hardy. Like people refer to like jumping off shit as being Jeff Hardy. Like Jeff Hardy's like a verb if you think about it. But yeah, man, I really love Jeff Hardy, man. Jeff Hardy, especially at that time. Oh, how big could CM Punk have been if WWE booked him better? Oh, dude, he CM Punk definitely had the possibility of being a transcendent superstar for WWE. Let's not get that twisted. Whether you liked him in the ring or not, whether you think he's a whiny bitch or whatever, don't get it twisted. In 2011, Punk was hot, dude. I have an old ass video where I talked about how there was people that bought out the WWE Money in the Bank DVD. Like I literally had like I remember I went to the Best Buy to buy Money in the Bank 2011 because I used to collect the DVDs and stuff like that. And at that point, that was like one of those times in my life where it was just like I would get super excited. Like literally, I would get excited for WWE DVD releases because they were like one of the things that generally got my interest. And I remember, dude, like people were into Punk. Even my casual friends were like, "Dude, Chase, I got to see this Money in the Bank pay per view. I heard about the CM Punk in this promo we cut. Like he was hot. He was hot." And I remembered when I went to go get the Money in the Bank pay per view DVD. Uh, I got the last one, and the lady told me like, yeah, there was a bunch of guys like waiting since before we opened, and they bought like almost all of them. I was like, no freaking way, that's crazy. Yeah, she's like, yeah, I didn't know what this was about, but apparently it's a big deal. And I was like, yeah, it was a big event. I literally told the lady it was a big event, like as a little freaking nerd at 18 years old. But that's the thing. Punk could have been a major star. Like I said, whatever you think about him now, him whining and everything like that, that's fine. You can think that now, but back then, fucking CM Punk was untouchable, man. And it's ridiculous that WWE messed up so badly with that. '07, agreed. '09, no, we gotta flip that. He didn't win the title until like from Shane McMahon. So '04, 2005. Okay, I'll take that. The Taker run is legendary. Who hurt the Legend Killer gimmick more? Undertaker when he beat Orton? No, Hogan. Hogan. It's not even Undertaker. Undertaker put Orton over. Hogan never did. Hogan should have put Orton over. Like, why the fuck did Hogan have to win that match? Especially because that was his last WWE match. What's up, J Mac? How you doing, my friend? Did you know Hajime Isayama wanted to kill everyone in Attack on Titan when the Magna manga was just started out? Yeah, dude. Isayama, dude, he's a genius, man, because he wrote that shit backwards. I don't want to say too much because I know my boy Amir is still watching Attack on Titan, man. So can I see Jeff Hardy jump off ship for no reason? Bring 2008 no more words Jeff Hardy back. Oh, it was so great, dude. I think Umaga versus him inside the steel cage is one of those matches that people remember to this day. And that shows how much impact that match had. Big Daddy B, Snitsky, Tyler Rex, and Carlito, that Carlito ripoff, Mike Knox, that were the pushes on WWE, ECW. Oh God. Man, wanna go. I used to do the Big Daddy B thing, like as my theme. Like I just do like this, just because like I thought it was so fucking sick. CM Punk is the last time I remember people who didn't watch wrestling being interested. Yep, and you can't take that away from the boy. Let's see. CM Punk and Daniel Bryan are the wrestlers that I know casual fans were into once I viewed. Yeah, dude. Like, okay, so this is a true story. So I was in my this was recently. I was in my marketing. I forgot what class, business analysis class, some fucking fancy name that I can't think of. YouTube, please don't demonetize me. but I was in one of my fancy little college classes, and I this was the day Daniel Bryan was announced as unretired, like he was cleared to wrestle. It was hilarious because this girl next to me, I would not think this woman would know who the fuck Daniel Bryan is. Goes, is that Bryan? I was like, I was appalled. I was like, do you watch WWE? Like that was my first question I asked her. I didn't say, did you watch wrestling? I literally asked, do you watch WWE? And she goes, oh no, I watch Total Divas. So she knew him, and she was so happy that Bryan Danielson, because that's how she knows him. She doesn't know him as Daniel Bryan. She knows him as Bryan Danielson, was able to wrestle again. So I thought that was the funniest thing. But that just shows, man, hey, these people know these humans. Motherfuckers will be pulling up asking me who CM Punk is. Yeah, Punk was cool back in the day, man. Punk was cool. Look in my eyes. What do you see? Whenever you mention CM Punk, no matter how great he was in wrestling, I remember Punk in MMA was so terrible. And he finessed Dana White, man. Oh, you were barely 17. Damn, dude, you missed out. To me, CM Punk is one of my favorites of all time, if not top 10, top not 5. Yeah, I like Punk. You know, like I liked him at the time. Is he whiny? Is he bitchy now? Absolutely. But I don't hate him. I know some of my friends, so yeah. Best WrestleMania of each area for me, GE WrestleMania 5. I would go 4 for me personally. New Gen WrestleMania 12. Oh, dude. For me, WrestleMania 10. WrestleMania 17. Yeah. Ruthless Aggression, WrestleMania 22. For me, WrestleMania 21. PG era 30. Does 30 count in the PG era? If it does, then yes. But if not, I go with 26. Current era 31. Yeah, 31 would be the best one, right? It has to be. It was so good. No, we ain't spoiling Attack on Titan. I just said I'm not going to talk too much about it if it's there. Bobby Lashley and Roman Reigns, awesome champions. AEW Kenny Omega, lame champion. Now feeling Ray want Moxley as champion again. Oh, I guess he's doing his job as a heel, right, Alyssa? One of my coworkers said top 5 clowns in the UFC are Conor McGregor, Nate Diaz, Habib, Tony Ferguson, and Colby Covington. Well, it sounds like your coworker voted for Joe Biden. Covington. What's he doing, dude? Just fight. Blame Triple H. It's all about the game. I ever tell you I want to see Punk? I ever tell you I want to see Punk versus Mike Jackson? Do you really want to see Amir? You can literally just find that fight. It's terrible. It's literally terrible. Like fucking CM Punk just gets his. I'll say this: Punk actually had a good round one. He had a good round one. He threw some punches. Keyword threw some punches. Yeah, dude. CM Punk and MMA was just so bad, man. Oh, you went to the event? Oh, I thought you meant you wanted to see. Oh, that was a good UFC card. That was what Bobby Knuckles versus Whitaker. Bobby Knuckles versus God, they're the same person. Whitaker versus Romero too. That was a great ass fight. And then you probably saw Colby just laying on top of freaking Dos Anjos the whole time, which was boring. Let's see, what's this one? Worst Triple H champion reign: 2002, 2005 reign of terror, 08, 09. Oh, boring face run. Boring face Triple H is not fun to watch. Like, I don't want to see Triple H be a baby face. Like, it just doesn't work, man. Why is AEW so ass? I gotta ask you. Honestly, man, I think AEW, like, here's the thing. I'm not a like WWE fanboy. I know everyone's gonna be like, oh well, here comes the WWE fanboy. I don't think AEW's ass. I just think there's a lot of flaws in AEW that AEW fans themselves just won't admit. I feel like AEW relies way too much on certain acts. I feel like wrestlers transition super weird on the card. Like Orange Cassidy went from huge headlining feud with Jericho, and now the dude's like barely on the next pay per view. You're gonna sit here and try to tell me AEW produces stars really well. Well, Orange Cassidy went from one of the hottest things in your roster to kind of Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy should be major tag team players on your roster, yet they're not. Cody has the weirdest progression because the guy should be going for the world title, but he doesn't want to get labeled as the next Jeff Jarrett. He's so worried about what other people think about him outside of being inside the organization that he literally holds himself back, and it hurts the company that Cody is not as relevant as he should be. And then when the Elite should have been pushed, they waited way too long to finally say, you know what, we got to push the Elite. Because when AEW first started, the dudes that people were interested in weren't the Chris Jerichos of the world, weren't the freaking random guys that they were trying to push. It was the Elite. Kenny Omega, Young Bucks, Cody, Hangman Page. Those were the guys that people were excited for. And instead of pushing those human beings, they were like, oh, yeah, let's push Private Party. What's Private Party after doing? They beat the Young Bucks. They shocked the Young Bucks in that opening tag match just to prove to the fact that Young Bucks are not there to win matches. Oh, look, they're doing some random feud with Hangman Page, and the Young Bucks are tag team champions. I feel like payoffs in AEW are weak as hell too. All this hype for this FTR and Young Bucks match, and these fans are overrating it because they want it to be good. It's like me with Cena versus Batista at SummerSlam. I want that match to be good, but it just wasn't. It just wasn't. And just admit that Young Bucks versus FTR just wasn't good. Just stop overrating it. Like you say to me, that the Young Bucks and FTR is as good as Young Bucks versus Hangman Page and Kenny Omega, you're smoking something. You need to pass it to me. Young Bucks versus Kenny Omega and Hangman Page is great. That's a good match. That's a great match. But then when you show me Young Bucks versus FTR and you try to tell me that's good, you're fucking insane. Like, I hate to say it, you're just insane. You can't be saying that. You're just forcing the issue. So yeah. The new generation is way better in 2010s except 14, 16. What's your opinion? Like for what? The pay-per-views? Or WrestleManias? I thought 14 was good. I don't even know. I'm so sorry, Leanne. Oh, are you talking about years? Oh, you're talking about years. Oh, that's my bad. That's my bad. Sorry. The sleepy tea is kicking in. That's on me. New generation way. Yeah, oh, yeah. New generation era is not that bad. They just had bad characters. Just bad characters. Yeah, you went to that event. I want to see Shaw wrestle though. What Samuel Shaw? Isn't he in NXT? And WWE really messed the summer of Punk, the whole Kevin Nash. Oh God, the Kevin Nash. Timothy, why do you have to remind me that Kevin Nash got a text message and it led to that terrible Triple H and Kevin Nash match at TLC? I think Colby was just waiting for Masvidal to get the welterweight title shot. Yep. Romero got screwed. Yeah, I thought he won that fight too, man. I know people I went to the boxing I used to go to that can beat up CM Punk. I feel like I could have a good chance at CM Punk. I don't know if I would win, but I think I have a chance. I have a decent wrestling background. WrestleMania 31 is the best of the Mania 30s. Yeah, there's no debate there for me. I think it is. It's so freaking good. Man, whether I dislike him now or not, he's one of the guys that made me got back into the business in 2011 because he left. I stopped watching. Yeah, that's true. CM Punk is great, man. He did his thing, man. AEW is overrated and even WWE level in 2013, 2014, considering those years were good. I agree with that. 19 is the best WrestleMania of the Ruthless Aggression era. I'm a 21 stan, so you can't take that. 19 is too lethargic. Like when I watch WrestleMania 19, I shit you not, I get tired, man. Like, and then plus Triple H and Booker T always pisses me off, dude. And I'll be like, what the fuck is this shit? Do you think WWE would have pushed Jeff Hardy more if it weren't for his addiction? Yeah, I think WWE. It's same with Kurt Angle. WWE knew what was going on, and they just didn't want to. What's it called? They didn't want to. How can I say this nicely? They didn't want to keep feeding the addiction because that's what happens, man. When you start doing more matches and you're on the road and your body's getting beat up, they didn't want to feed the addiction. And Kurt Angle, he even refused to do it, man. AEW went from 05 to TNA to 2029 to 2029 TNA. Jesus, they're not even there yet. AEW was good in 2019 and early 2020. Oh man, poor AEW. Even though everyone gives him shit for being an MMA, which is rightfully deserved, at least Punk can take a beating. Yeah, that's true. He can get his ass kicked just fine. Same with me. By the way, where's Sean Spears being? I thought WWE was just wasting his talent. Where's Pac? Where's this guy? See, this is another thing. Everything like, well, change because of COVID. No, he's wrestled before. He's been wrestling. I hear it for years that WWE fucked up on Neville. Neville was the guy WWE should have been pushing and stuff. And this guy goes to AEW, zero impact. The guy literally was like had the biggest pay-per-view match against Hangman Page that he could have had. And because he was told, oh, Hangman has to win this, he said no. He was like, Hangman Page has to beat me. I am the Dragon Gate Never champion. Like, shut the fuck up. Who cares? You're the Triple Gate champion and shit. Like, what? So you're not going to put over the guy that they want to put over, and you're not going to wrestle at what possibly is the biggest non-WWE pay-per-view event ever in the first ever All Out? You will throw away that possibility, that opportunity, just to defend the Triple Triangle Super Gate Championship? How stupid can you be? Like I hate to say it, man. All these guys been blowing up Pac up my smoke and saying he's so damn great. Is he really? Because the dude literally just said, hey, screw the belt. Screw actually wrestling. Not gonna lie, I was in the building for Revolution tag match. That low-key best tag match I've ever seen in my life. No cap, if there was a better tag match, you tell me. It's hard, man. It's really hard to say. I think the only match that stands up to it is the DIY versus Revival match, the 2 out of 3 falls. But I still take that Revolution tag match, honestly, in my personal opinion. Like, especially like I'm talking about, and also tag match. I'm not saying like every tag match. I'm talking about like pure tag team where it's one tag team versus another tag team. Not like the ladder matches or anything like that. Just like two tag teams going at it, you know? Or two teams going at it. How big of an impact would it have been if Roman speared John Moxley and helped Omega win the title and both left the building? Omega appeared on SmackDown being a Paul Heyman guy. Oh, God. Wrestling. Dude, people freaked out when Kenta came out just to kick John Moxley. They thought that was like the craziest thing they've ever seen in their lives. Just imagine if that happened, dude. You would get casual fans being like, wait, what? They're working together? It would work. Oh, Shaq. Oh, okay. I think it's Shaw, like Samuel Shaw. I was like, why would you want to see Samuel? He wrestles every week. How big would it have been if Vince showed up on an episode of WCW? Bigger than Shane, that's for sure. It would have been huge. Sammy Callihan would have been a better champion than Omega. Oh, God. No. Get gas station burrito guy out of here, dude. That dude needs to stop eating gas station food. Everything is fine with Punk, but my only problem is him whining in the Taker match is overrated as hell. Yeah, I don't think that's the best streak match. I feel like people are reaching there. It's kind of like my Steven and Batista thing. People want that match to be really good. It just isn't. Nope. How destructive would a New Jack versus Jeff Hardy hardcore match in TNA be? Oh, dude, that would be the bonkers, especially with Abyss. Abyss was a crazy motherfucker, man. That dude, and you know what's crazy? I heard that he's actually like afraid of blood and shit. So that's always what crazy to me, dude. How these wrestlers are just different human beings in there. And Abyss, man, that dude was insane. That dude was literally insane. Like he literally would just go through bar. Oh, that match would have been sick, dude. And you, Jack, you know he would have beat up some minor too. It'd been sick. A few more questions, guys, and then I gotta stretch, do my planks to get the belly down and everything, man. So yeah, so I gotta do that and then relax and sleep and then start a new day. I'm gonna try to do I'll try to do a stream tomorrow too. I'll try. Keyword try. If Kurt Angle had stayed in WWE and didn't have a drug addiction, how big would he have been? Honestly, I think Angle peaked. I think 06 was like, peak Angle. You know what I'm saying? Like he couldn't have gone it. I feel like TNA helped his career more. And as weird as it's to say, I think the legend of Perk Angle and Kurt Angle just being crazy in TNA helped him out even more than him just staying in WWE because he did everything he could, to be honest. I think WWE would have forced him to retire early, like in 2010. Drew McIntyre, not good champion, better. Chaser, please don't let Drew. What? Alyssa, I have no control. I can't just tell that. I'll call WWE just for you one day. I'll call WWE and tell them don't make Drew McIntyre champion. I have no control. They don't listen to me. Do you think that Naruto at the time was to forgive to certain people? He forgave everyone, dog. Yeah. See, that's one bad lesson that Kishimoto wrote for Naruto is to always give everyone second chances, but when everyone doesn't deserve a second chance. Could have worked in supposed New Jack and Cena feud. P.S. I still love when Cena got stabbed by Jesus in the Caribbean nightclub. New Jack and Cena feud. If they had a rap battle, that would have been sick. How would the rumored Rock versus Randy Savage match go down at WrestleMania 21 if WWE hasn't released The Rock? I thought Savage was still in decent shape in 05. I never heard that rumor. Wow, that's interesting. I'll Google that, Sosa, man. I'll Google that. I never heard that rumor. I feel like the match would have been fine. The crowd in LA would have definitely gone bananas for it. It would have overshadowed Kurt Angle versus Shawn Michaels, but that match is already overshadowed enough. I think Dwayne would have won, though. I think The Rock would have won. There's no way. And the reason why I'm trying to call him Dwayne now is because that's what he wants. And I respect The Rock. He's my boy. Hooks me up with Project Rock shoes. So, yeah, I gotta respect the dude. Triple H versus Shane McMahon should have happened at Mania 32. Absolutely. Not Triple H versus, not him versus The Undertaker. Funny how WWE waits until Black History Month is over to give Bobby the title. Hey, they still gave Bianca the Rumble. They made the month of February about Bianca. I'm on my own, and I'm a Sean now. Yeah, I know exactly. How would you expect the WWE if The Rock stayed in 2003, and what year would he have retired? WWE would be in much better business. I think The Rock, though, would have retired around like 07, 08. He still would have found his way to Hollywood somehow. And I feel like WWE would have convinced him to stay to 07, 08, and especially try to play up to him, especially with Florida WrestleManias and everything like that. But he would have helped the business. He definitely would have helped the business tenfold. I just think that eventually he would have found Hollywood, and 07, 08 kind of like the good stopping point for him because really, to be honest, what was he doing in Hollywood before he got into the Fast series. Like the Fast series really helped The Rock project his career, and especially because he had more time to work out and get gigantic. So how would wrestling be right now if WCW put WWE out of business? I always tell people I don't think WWE. I don't think wrestling would be a thing that WCW would have won because WCW would have overpaid for all the WWF guys. Wouldn't have put any of the WWF guys over in feuds. And not only that, I just think WCW was just so badly mismanaged near the end of it. Like, what makes me think that WCW would have been better managed with all these WWF guys and stuff? I think the only person that would have gotten out alive and done well is The Rock, but I think wrestling would be a dead sport. I think people would just be like, "Hey, remember when pro wrestling was a thing and stuff like that?" I truly believe that. I really want to hear you roast Callahan. You. That's why you brought up gas station burrito boy. Seriously, Sammy Callahan looks like he just eats gas station burritos, dog. Like he just he's like, oh, was Drew McIntyre as bad as the champ people claim? I miss most of the reign, but I don't trust the opinion of wrestling fans. He wasn't a bad champion. Like I say it's a diesel run. It did what it needed to do. It just didn't draw eyes to the product. Like that was the problem. He had good matches. Like, don't get me wrong, he definitely had good matches, but it just didn't draw eyes to the product. It was just one of those things where like it was just stagnant. Like it just felt like here's the thing. It wasn't the worst thing ever. I definitely felt like I'm always a big believer. If you're gonna give someone their first title reign, it needs to be a title reign with a good link to it because then it establishes them for the future. I gave the original reign a B plus, but it was just because for me personally, I didn't like how the ambulance match he had like all these old people help him beat Randy Orton out of all people. I understand if you're facing a monster and you need backup help, that's totally fine. Like if you were to do that against Care Bear, that makes a little bit more sense, even though it's still Care Bear and Care Bear sucks. At least then it makes sense why the old people were helping them. But him against freaking Orton, why do you need all these people in an ambulance match like that? That was just ridiculous. But no, it wasn't a terrible reign. It just wasn't a reign that would get new fans, in my personal opinion. But he did good. He put on good matches with Lashley. He put on good matches with Orton. He had a good feud with Orton. That, in my personal opinion, it just went on a little bit too long. One of the downfalls was that he lost in the side of Hell in a Cell match. And for a guy that's like Drew McIntyre, that you build up as some badass, him losing inside the cell does not help him, like at all. And I just felt the reign for Orton was just so bad. Seth Rollins still sucks. Sorry, Chase. He deserved the slander. We need to chase Albert. We're going to have Seth Rollins appreciation. Triangle Supergate Championship sounds very nerdy and marky. Is that what he was holding? Was it the Supergate, super duper title? He had some stupid title. He didn't want to put over Hangman. It was stupid. How big of a match would CM Punk versus Stone Cold happen ever? Oh, dude, that'd be probably the biggest casual fan match since Rock versus Cena. Wait, people say that Punk and Taker match is like the best streak match. I guess that's a reach, but I don't. People do. I think Amir is one of those people. Amir, did you thought? What's it called? Did you thought that was one of the best matches ever? Triangle Supergate Championship. That's literally what he had. He had like some stupid keeper of the gate belt, and he didn't want to freaking lose it. Few more questions, then I'm out of here. If CM Punk can at least beat tomato cans in MMA, and he had the skills of how big a fight would Conor McGregor or CM Punk would have been, the build-up would have been probably the biggest fight in UFC history, sadly. It shouldn't be, but it would be. Because Punk has the wrestling fans. He's facing Conor McGregor, and especially if you have a couple of knockout wins, sure. I know it's your boy Chase, but let's be honest. The eye for the eye match was one of the worst things. What's with the Seth Rollins slander right now, guy? Like, I'm so mad that Seth Rollins no longer has the that theme song was a banger. A banger. What's the Alexa Bliss and Randy Orton storyline leading to, dude? You're asking the wrong person. I don't even know, man. It's the dumbest storyline I've ever seen for Randy Orton, dude. Like, poor Orton, dude. Hopefully, it leads to Orton versus Cena. Would Chris Benoit be in AEW right now if he didn't cap his game? No. I honestly, I think it would be an Impact more than anything. Who do you think is going to win, Roman Reigns or Edge? Reigns. Who wins, Michael Chandler or Justin Gaethje? That's a tough one, man. Both guys are bangers, dude. That's kind of like you know how like wrestling fans have like their two favorite indie wrestlers and they want them to fight each other and stuff. Like that's kind of like two of the best indie dudes going at it. You got Michael Chandler versus what's it called? You got Michael Chandler versus Justin Gaethje. Like Chandler was a beast in Bellator, Gaethje was a beast in World Series of Fighting. That's a fight I never thought I would see happen. I would look forward to it, but I'll give the edge to Chandler. He actually uses his wrestling in MMA. Gaethje doesn't for whatever reason, and he's a national champion too. Finally, Lashley is a champ after these many years. Yep, Planet Jadari says about damn time. Yeah, you rewatched your rant on him. I've seen the vision jog on King. Like I just don't think you guys understand. I've seen the vision of the rating slayer. I understand what the rating slayer is trying to do. He's trying to kill WWE. I love it. I think The Rock would have retired by 0506. I give him 2 more years. Would Cena and Orton be as big as they are if Lesnar never left? Oh, no. Cena would not have had the opportunity. Honestly, Cena would be a mid-card guy. He would literally be the U.S. IC champ. Smarks would love Cena. They would be like, I don't understand why WWE doesn't push this guy. Lesnar's so boring. Like, they would find ways to like Cena. Orton, he's on Raw. Probably build Lesnar versus Orton as that big feud. So, yeah. Yeah, and on that show, I agree. It was the best match. Batista, Orton, Edge. Okay. I don't know. Sometimes CM Punk fans love that match so much. Last 2 questions, and then I'm out of here. Fans, Edge should have won the Royal Rumble in 2020. Fans know it. Fuck Edge. He should have won. Make up your minds, people. Yeah, exactly, man. Conor McGregor versus CM Punk, $1 million plus pay-per-view. Dude, at least 2 million in my personal opinion. Just saying. And finally, the fighter that Uncle Dana kind of shoved in people's throats. The one they shoved down the throats the most. Oh, dude. He loves his Petr Yan. That's his new guy right now. Petr Yan, Amanda Nunes, he loves shoving down people's throats, even though he was shitting on her not too long ago. But I think without question, the number 1 guy right now is Kamaru Usman. He loves Usman for whatever reason. I don't know why. He just loves Kamaru Usman. He just loves Kamaru Usman. What was your question, Comedic Jeans? The chat was going fast. I couldn't see what question you had. Let me see. I saw this one. I don't know what question that you had. But yeah, just ask your question real quick because the sleepy tea is knocking me out, man. I gotta do my planks and my stretches, man. I gotta get that my 6-pack. You know what I'm saying? I completed 2 days of intermittent fasting, people. I'm doing it. We're losing weight. No neck beard chase, dog. We ain't being fat. I refuse to wear double XL. No, I'm not that fat, dude. I'm only XL. Oh, you're being sarcastic. Oh, okay, you're good. You're my boy, so I was like, okay, I'll wait a little bit. So, but yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching. Maybe come back live tomorrow. I really want to keep doing this consistent flow of live streams and stuff. Finally, Bobby Lashley's champion. You guys are awesome. Respect everything. If you guys watch this video, the playback, subscribe, like. You guys know the drill. I'll see you all next time. Have a good one. Peace. Yo.